Welcome to everyone. On behalf of INOAUG, I welcome you all for joining us in this third Xplore session. Really, this time we are going to explore more about Oracle APEX. We are having wonderful experts. They are going to share the knowledge, and APEX is becoming popular day by day, and the community keeps growing. We want to get connected with the network, as well as we want to get recognized. We want to know more about the programs from Oracle, as well as we are going to learn about more integrations, how we can do the integration with the messaging system. Also, we are going to see about how a student is going to present, is going to deliver his work as well. So before we start, I request everyone to keep your audio, video, everything in silent mode. So it will help us so that everyone can learn more. I wish to share the agenda. So we are going to start with the developer advocacy programs. We are all learning so many things, but how we are going to get recognized and how we are going to grow in our career, as well as how can we help the community, it's all going to be shared. Followed by an interesting milestone of INOAUG, and Jignesh is going to share the messaging system about the Slack, as well as Megul is going to share about the Telegram integration, which is now very much helpful in our business processes. And finally, we have an Apex office print, which is going to be delivered by Abhishek. Is still a student in the college, and we'll see how we can learn more and about the autonomous as well. Finally, there will be a Q&A session. So the experts are there. In the meantime, you can post all the questions to the INOAUG experts so that we can take up the questions at the end of the session. Okay, so once again, thanks for joining us. We are going to start the first session. Jennifer from USA, she's the director of developer advocacy programs. She's digitally connected now, and along with him, we have Jim from Japan. He's also part of that team, developer advocacy program. So we do have the Jim connected with that. Thank you, Jim, for joining us from Japan. So over to the next.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Nicholson. I'm with Oracle on the Groundbreakers team, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about our advocacy programs. And I'm very far away. I'm in California, in Silicon Valley, so on the other side of the world. And this is just how to get in touch with me. And I'm going to talk to you tonight about joining the community, whether learn about it and you want to become a member of yourself, or whether you want to connect with existing members. And we have 3 different community recognition programs. The first is the ACE program, the second is Groundbreaker Ambassadors, and third is Java Champions. I'm mostly going to be talking to you tonight about the ACE program. Programs are all about recognition. We recognize community members, so people are not Oracle employees, but people like you in the community that are helping their peers. And the ACE program has been around since 2003. We have over 460 members. And ACE's focus on Oracle products. And it's a global program, like I said. We have 30 members in India right now, and I'm sure we should have more members. It's just a matter of getting those people recognized. And what do ACEs do? They contribute in all different ways. Some ACEs love speaking and presenting at conferences or presenting at meetups. Others love writing, whether it's blogging or writing articles or writing books. And a lot like answering questions like on Stack Overflow or posting code at GitHub, or we also have a community.oracle.com where people answer questions. So there's no one way to become an ACE, or ACEs could have all different combinations of what they're doing. And I mentioned they present at conferences. These are some of the bigger international conferences. And a lot of our members actually travel all over the world presenting. They don't just present locally. And of course now, unfortunately, we can't travel because of what's going on. So many events that were normally held in person are now being held online. So we have something called Groundbreaker Tours, and we have one coming up in your area actually in October 19th through 30th. And it's 2 weeks of sessions. So it's ACE speakers, Oracle employee speakers, community members presenting, and of course there'll be APEX sessions. So it's something hopefully you can join. But so many more events now are online. So, and I mentioned ACEs love blogging. These are just some of the blogs that ACEs write. Probably about 75% of ACEs do blog. And writing books is definitely a much, much larger commitment, but some love publishing too. And ACEs enjoy volunteering in the community. So a lot are extremely involved in their local user groups or national user groups, both actually. So just like you are listening now and you're part of a user group, we've got ACEs all over the world in different user groups, and they love volunteering. So whether it's organizing a meetup or working on the conference or writing a newsletter for their user group, there's a lot of different ways they help volunteer. So in our the ACE program, there's 3 levels, and the levels are based on a couple things. One is how long you've been contributing in the community. And the second is kind of how much you're contributing. So we go from ACE Associate to ACE Director. And associates typically have been sharing with the community a year or two. And ACEs, it's typically 2 to 5 years, and ACE Directors are 5 or more years. And the other difference is that ACE Directors are really considered experts in their area of expertise. And they also have a relationship with at least one Oracle product manager. So that level's a little bit different, but those are the 3 tiers. And just a little bit about Groundbreaker ambassadors. And this program started in 2017, so it's just 3 years old. But the key things are, you can be an ACE and never talk about Oracle Cloud, but ambassadors all talk and demo about Oracle Cloud. And 2, they're all presenters. So while a lot of the ambassadors do other things too, they are all presenting at conferences, whether virtual or in person. Of course, not in person now, but and then the topic areas are different. So they could be talking about microservices or open source, different areas outside of Oracle products. But again, they present and talk about cloud. And these are just some of the developer conferences they would be participating in. For you, it would be a Great Indian Developer Summit. And then these are just some other international developer conferences. Whereas ACEs are presenting at Oracle User Group, different from Java Champions. So what are some of the benefits of being in the program? There's 4 key things. One is you get access to product managers. So there's a lot of different Apex product managers and advocates internally that love working with ACEs and helping you. The other one is networking. I'll talk a little bit about that. This is a picture from a briefing that we had, a product briefing, and then we had networking associated with that too. So you get to, meet a lot of other people that enjoy being in the community and helping others. So it's a great group of people to get to know. And then a really nice benefit for ACE directors and Groundbreaker ambassadors is we provide travel support for you to go and speak at conferences. So that's for the ACEs that like presenting, that's a key benefit. And I mentioned product briefings. So this is a picture from one we had last year at Oracle Open World. And we have ACE directors and Groundbreaker ambassadors get in-person all-day product briefings from executives and product managers, where you hear about the product roadmap for the next year. So that's a nice benefit. We also have virtual product briefings because we realize that this is a global program. There's people everywhere, and not everyone can travel to attend these in-person product briefings. So at least once per quarter, we have a virtual product briefing, and then you can hear from a product manager and actually connect with them too. It's fairly informal, so it's nice that you can ask questions and get to know them. And like I said, it's at least once a quarter for virtual. So how can the program help your career? And this is not just if you become an ACE, but this is even if you meet other ACEs. Okay, so you've heard it's all who you know, right? We really believe in community, right? These are community programs. So we try to hold in person, of course not now, but normally we have in-person networking events. Hopefully this sounds interesting to you if you are interested in sharing your knowledge with others. So I just want to talk a little bit about how to get started if you're interested. And I'll go through these steps, but it's about, starting to contribute, finding your tribe, and connecting. So these are just some first steps is, you can get a free tier account from Oracle, start playing around with the cloud and learning about it. You can start asking questions on community.oracle.com, participating in user groups, events, and then maybe even speaking. I know a lot of members started speaking by first speaking at their user group, monthly events, and got more and more confidence that way. So also starting to blog or write articles, and then just the more you do it, then you can get recognized in the program. I recommend starting your own blog. And maybe, some ACEs have started just by having something that came up at work, and they had this problem, and then they figured out the solution. So they just wrote it down. They started a blog. But the key thing is hopefully you're doing what you enjoy doing, presenting or writing, answering questions, those kinds of things. Some user groups have newsletters, so you could start to write for the newsletters. There's just a lot of different ways to get involved with user groups, so I recommend that. Just another example of the networking. So maybe you're thinking, well, wait, I'm already doing some of these things. I think I can be part of the program, which is great. And we have 2 nomination applications. One's acenomination.oracle.com and one's gbanomination.oracle.com. Anybody can nominate themselves for associate, ACE associate or ACE, or Groundbreaker ambassador. Just to be nominated for ACE director, you have to have an Oracle product manager or another ACE nominate you. And then here's just a few more resources about the programs and free tier, and we also have a ACE program email. And I encourage you to reach out to me too if you have any questions. Follow me on Twitter, hopefully, and connect with me on LinkedIn. So thanks for listening about the programs, and next up is my colleague Jim. Thanks so much.
Yeah, I just wanted to say hello to everybody. I'm really excited to be here. If you have any questions on what Jen said, I'm happy to answer them. I know time is short, so if you want to ask it in the chat, actually that's fine as well. I'll hang out for a while, and you can also ask questions on Twitter as well. I just wanted to reiterate one thing that Jen said that's really, really important so everyone understands this. So I work at Oracle, and internally we have meetings all the time about how to grow these programs. We very much want to grow the programs, okay? If you saw on one of her slides there, she had, I think, 30 ACEs in India. Now, I've been to India many times, okay? It's a really big place. There are millions of developers and DBAs there. And we have, I think, one of the largest opportunities in any region to grow in India. So please take that to heart as you're getting involved in this Apex community. I think someone was saying earlier that the Apex community was growing very, very quickly. It's very popular at Oracle. It's very popular in the West as it is in the East. And so, assert yourself, contribute, apply for the program, and get involved, because the desire on our side is to actually get you involved in the program. So I just want to reiterate that 30 people in all of India, that's very, very low. There's a huge, huge opportunity for growth there. And actually all throughout Asia as well, but especially in India. So, is there anything that anything further that you want to know? And I can answer some questions, or just reiterate some of her points.
Okay, maybe we can check through the questions, and we can take up at the end of the session, Jim.
Okay.
Yeah. So thanks, and surely we have a big community, and surely we can see an increase in the ACE count in India very soon. Okay. So it's a very good program, and more interestingly, this ACE application nomination applications are running on Oracle Apex.
Yeah, everything's on Apex. Hey,
yeah.
everything is going to Apex.
Correct.
But you can nominate yourself. Okay. So don't be shy. If you're contributing, please nominate yourself. Or if you would prefer to have somebody else nominate you, that's fine as well. But yeah, it's on Apex.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So thanks for joining. We'll take up the questions a bit later.
Okay.
And yeah. So I would call Bala to take care of the next sessions. Bala, over to Bala.
All right. Thank you, Richard. You could see my screen now?
Yep.
All right. Thank you. So the next agenda for the event is, okay, before getting on to the next agenda, I think I need to kind of give a little bit of background on what is INOAUG about and how did it start. So way back in 2016, we started off with this, small meetup group called, Chennai Meetup Group for Apex. Thanks to Chaitanya, who kind of initiated with this, who was inspiring us to kind of get this started with. And then as we moved forward with every year, we have been doing a year-on-year, annual meetup. And then in the year 2019, we formally formed the group called INOAUG, the India Oracle Apex User Group. And we proudly would love to call it as that's the only Apex user group in the world, I would say, for Apex. And we are the first in that class, right? So having said that, we are going to the next milestone where, we really want to, take our own medicines, I would say, right? We are from the Apex world, and our website should be running on Apex. And with that said, we are upgrading ourselves from a version 1 to 2, which is on Apex, completely autonomous, fully free. Thanks to Larry for that. And we are fully functional now. So I would like to call upon Tony, who's the director for the community program from China. Who we are really honored to have you here, Tony, and we are really, take this opportunity to kind of have the inauguration done. Over to you, Tony.
Thanks, Bala. Thanks, Richard. So, yeah, as Bala introduced, I am Tony Chen. I'm based in China. I am very honored to be here to, launch the version 2 website. So, Yeah, let me share my screen. Yeah, okay. So I'm here. I'm very pleased to be invited today and to launch this new website, which is completely built on APAC's on Oracle Autonomous Database. So yeah, let's click the button and launch this magic website together. Okay, here you go.
I think in this virtual world, we are kind of giving an applause virtually.
Yeah, right. I think it's a cool website, and I believe Bala, Richard, and the team will continue to enhance the features and add more content and interesting functions to this website. And I believe this will be the home of the India Oracle APAC user group. And from my perspective, I would love to work with my colleague Jim, Jennifer, and Chaitanya, and the other Oracle technical guys to support this user group with more and more events and content, and also other kinds of collaborations. And also, I visited India for several times, and I would love to visit India again and meet you all when the COVID-19 is gone. Okay, so thank you, Bala. Hand over to you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate your time here. And just a few words about our website here. So as you rightly said, Tony, this is going to be our homepage for our INOAUG group. And the purpose of this website is that this is going to be a one-stop solution for anybody on WAPEX, and from India, from anybody, any place. It's going to have the home. Let me share my screen so that I can quickly run through it. All right. Yeah. So as I said before, this website is going to be our a one-stop solution for all our needs here, right? It contains what is INOAUG is about, and it also contains who are the people behind this, with me, Richard, and every other directors and the regional leaders from India. So we have all of them here. And we do also have more sessions going to add up later. So one is called the Xplore, as we always call the name of the event as well, where this is going to be one place where if you want to get started with Apex, you want to know what is the tutorials available, what are the books available, what are the videos available, additional resources. You're a beginner, you're an intermediate, you're an expert. This place is going to be the one for you. And that's the whole purpose of it. Likewise, we do have multiple more tabs, multiple more features in this. You would want to know about Apex. You have your clients to want to know about Apex. You want to know what are all the events going to happen. What you want to know, what is the product available. So you could go back, when was Apex started, when was we have them backdated from the days of 2005. So we do have kind of collected all the informations here about anything and everything about Apex. And that's the whole purpose of this group as well. Having said that, I think I will move on with my next agenda for the day. That's going to be on that's going to be on integrating Apex with messaging systems.